Hey, this is Chris with Unbox Addiction. This is an unboxing / opinion of the Cerakote ceramic headlight restoration kit. My car is currently 10 years old, probably a little over 10 years old, and my headlights kind of look like this, maybe even a little bit more faded. So anyways, I just wanted to try this product out. It says complete car kit, 3 easy steps, no power tools needed. Let's break this open. I've already cut the seal. See what's in it. Alright, so this looks like sandpaper, looks like gloves, and I guess the platform you would put the sandpaper on. Let me go ahead and take this out and I'll be right back. Box, gloves. This is the step 2 process, I guess. Whenever there's the various grits of sandpaper, and this is what I put it on to buff it out. And then over here, step 1, which I guess is the various pads I'd have to use to wipe off the oxidation on the headlights. And this is step 3, ceramic clear coating. So yeah, and then the instructions. So let me read all this, and I'll take it outside and you can test this stuff out. All right, so it says I can scan the code here for a more visual instructions on how to use it rather than reading the instructions. So I'm gonna go ahead and try that now. I'm curious if I can do screen recording and play a video at the same time and scan this code at the same time. So we shall see.
Are you tired of wasting your time and money on headlight products that simply don't work? Well, this is the last headlight product that you will ever need. This is the Ceramic Headlight Restoration Kit by Cerakote, and what sets this product apart other than its effectiveness is its longevity and how easy it is to apply. Not only will a single application last the entire time that you own your car, but the people you eventually sell your car to probably won't have to worry about foggy headlights either. See, there are a couple things that make this product different than many of the other products on the market. For starters, everything you need is included in the kit. Now, I know what you're thinking, that's an awful bold statement when clearly a polisher does not fit. Well, that's because you don't need it. All you need is 2 pairs of gloves, our oxidation removing wipes, our included sanding pommel with our 2-step sanding disc, and of course our ceramic coating restoration wipes. And when it comes down to the actual coating itself, believe it or not, there is more technology put into this kit than any of our other clear polymer ceramics that we currently make. We designed this product to create a permanent barrier that perfectly matches and bonds to the polycarbonate that your headlights are made out of, as well as shielding and protecting them from all the natural elements that caused your headlights to fog in the first place. And thankfully, we have the R&D team that continues to innovate our true ceramic technology, as well as the resources to manufacture it in-house, which keeps your costs down and the quality up. Let's start this thing off with a pro tip. After your vehicle is washed and the headlights are clean, the first thing I like to do is mask off the headlights. You can even pop the hood if that makes it easier for you on your vehicle. While this is not a requirement, what it does do is it protects your paint from the sanding process. You want to go all the way around the headlight while making sure that the tape is only stuck to the paint and not the headlight itself. And now step 1 is actually the second most satisfying part of the whole process. You'll want to grab the first pair of gloves and one of the oxidation removal wipes and start rubbing down the headlight in a circular motion. It is wild how effective these wipes are at removing the yellow oxidation that is ingrained in the headlight surface. And that's entirely due to the chemistry behind the wipe. See, typically one of the reasons why the other products on the market require a polishing pad on a drill is to fully remove the oxidation with brute force. Well, we wanted to keep it as simple as possible for you, so instead our team of chemists designed this solution that actually cleaves and dissolves the oxidation on contact, making the sanding process much easier and less time consuming. Now, depending on the amount of oxidation your headlight has, you might not see any more visible oxidation left after using the first wipe, or there might be still a little bit of oxidation left after using the last wipe. It's just extremely important to use all the wipes in the kit prior to starting the sanding process. Now, just a quick note on the oxidation removal is that due to the construction of the headlight, if there is any oxidation, fogginess, cracking, or condensation on the internal surface of the headlight, unfortunately there is no fix for that other than replacing the headlight itself. And now that both headlights are done with step one, let's get to the wet sanding process. Within the kit, you'll notice that there are 2 separate grits of sandpaper for each headlight. You'll also need a water source handy, so while a garden hose will work just fine, I definitely prefer to use a spray bottle with some high quality H2O in it. Now you'll want to start with the 2000 grit because it is more coarse and will do the majority of the work prepping the surface. Make sure you spray down both the sandpaper and the headlight as well because the water actually acts as a lubricant, removing the bigger scratches while drastically improving the smoothness of the sanded surface. While sanding, you're going to want to avoid sanding in a circular motion because that can actually cause unwanted swirling that can be a pain to get rid of. Instead, what we found works best is to make straight, uniform passes across the headlight surface, and the wetter the surface, the better the results. So make sure you keep that headlight well lubricated. Here's another pro tip for you. When you think you're getting close to completing the first round of sanding, take a fresh microfiber and dry off the surface. You'll notice that the headlight will have a super cloudy appearance, and don't worry, that is to be expected. But what we are looking for is the cloudiness to be even across the entire surface of the headlight, and that is super hard to see while the headlight is still wet. So if you do see some spots you missed, just re-wet the surface and keep on going. And this really shouldn't take too much pressure on the sanding pommel. But if there is a spot that's just not quite cleaning up like the rest of the headlight, don't be afraid to push a little harder to finish the job. Also, if there is any hard to reach areas around the edge of the headlight, just take a sanding disc off and get those spots by hand. And just for simplicity's sake, I like to get the 2000 grit done on both headlights before switching sandpaper grits. And now it's time for the 3000 grit sandpaper. This will be the exact same process as the 2000 grit, except since it's a finer grit sandpaper, it will smooth out the surface even more, creating the perfect surface finish for the ceramic coating to bond to. And one thing I'd like to touch on with the sanding is that while it will take out the smaller scratches on the surface, it will not remove any of the deep gouges or cover up any cracking or crazing, which is the spiderweb looking micro cracks within the meat of the lens that you typically cannot feel from the surface. Once you're all done sanding, you can now remove the tape and give the headlight a good rinse before drying it off thoroughly. Now, one thing to note is that the ceramic headlight coating does not play well with water, so it's super important to get this thing 100% dry. Drying it off with a microfiber is a good start, but I found that opening and closing your hood a couple times is a good way to shake out some of that water, as well as using an electric leaf blower or compressed air to force out any extra water from the cracks and crevices all around the headlight. But if you don't have access to compressed air, just let the vehicle sit out in the sun for an hour or two and that will work just fine. After your vehicle is fully dry, move it back into the garage or just any shady spot with good ventilation. Ideally, you'll want to be in that 60 to 75 degree Fahrenheit range to keep the headlights cool and extend the working time of the product. Put on the second pair of included gloves and get ready for the most satisfying step of this whole process. Start making straight, uniform passes across the headlight surface and just watch how the surface instantly becomes crystal clear. We found that a 50% overlap is perfect between passes, and while I'm applying, I like to take the slowest smooth and smoothest fast approach. This ensures that you get good, even coverage at a steady pace with minimal chance of accidentally getting it on the paint. And if you do get some on the paint, don't worry, just keep a rag handy to wipe it off as you go. Now with these wipes, wetter is definitely not better, so just one thin uniform coat is all you need. And if you do miss a spot, it's very important that you touch it up right away as you're still applying, because once it starts to set up, there is no adding, removing, or fixing the product without sanding it down and trying again. Once you're all done applying, the next step is to let it dry. Now it has a 1 hour cure time, so while it's curing, you'll want to keep it out of the rain, fog, and away from any sprinklers, and definitely don't take it out for a drive until it's fully cured. After that hour is up though, you are not going to believe how much better you're going to be able to see at night while driving. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Alright, so here's my headlights now. I mean, keep in mind this is the product of a 10-year-old car, so it's pretty faded and whatnot. Here's the other one. So we shall see how this product works. Alright, so after following the kit step by step, here's what it looks like. A lot better than it did in the beginning. Again, This car is over 10 years old, and the headlights look like it, but not no more. It might not be factory, but shit, looks a lot better than it did before. Let me check out the other side. I'm still letting the product dry, but hell yeah, lot shinier. I'm curious what my headlights are gonna look like tonight, how much visibility, extra visibility I'll have, and then I'll run it through a car wash, because here's all the sand and grit that I sanded off of it per the instructions. So anyways, if you like these videos, please like, comment, subscribe. If you didn't, well, I appreciate you watching anyways. I'm gonna try to embed a video of me actually doing a step-by-step on my wife's car, because her headlights also need to be restored, so that way you can see me actually using the product on film. All right, until next time.